A cine rig with 2 XLR ports, 32-bit float recording, 4 audio channels, autofocus, world-class image stabilization, B-RAW, ProRes RAW. No, it's not a pipe dream. This is the S1II with the Rigid Pro Omnia. Let's get started. I started with a ASAZH Pixis rig built from an S5IIX. We graduated from this build to one that can fit any mirrorless camera, and I used the Rigid Pro Cine rig to turn my FX3 into an FX6, and now we've reached peak rig. With the S1II build, which finally solves the problem of how to get that goofy XLR adapter to make sense without ruining the entire setup. So if you ignored my previous review of the Panasonic S1II, and just like me, you decided to throw overheating warnings to the wind and buy the sumbitch, there's just one problem. How do we rig it? Well, as the Green Goblin would say, I'm something of a cinema rigger myself. But this rig is different because not only is it the perfect setup for the Panasonic S1II that accommodates its XLR module, it can work with any mirrorless camera you own. And not only does it work for any camera you own, you can convert it back down to the mirrorless only body in a matter of seconds whenever you need, making it the most modular cine rig of all time. Now, links to all of the items I talk about will be in the description, and you can use my code to receive an additional discount on the cinema rig itself. Rigid Pro did send this to me for review, no money changed hands, and my views are my own, but I do have an ongoing relationship looking at their products, and I am an affiliate, so please indulge me as I introduce you to the shilling. At its heart is Rigid Pro's Omnia universal cine rig, designed to be used with all mirrorless cameras, featuring 4 DTAP ports and the ability to detach itself quickly so that you can switch from professional DP back to being a hack amateur social media videographer with one swipe of an easy quick release plate. And this is what makes the whole thing so special. Just picture one of Elon Musk's special rocket ships as the jet thrusters break away from it, allowing your camera to fly free into orbit.
And again, we've just got to work on that landing a little bit.
Well, imagine a different one doing that. Now, I've used the FX3 Rigid Pro Cine rig and the S1IIX rig before it, and I swear by them. The only issue with them is that once you attach them to your camera, it's a bit of a lengthy process to detach them, and this can be annoying when you want to strip your camera down in a hurry to run on a gimbal or film more discreetly. The second problem is that if you're a multi-camera brand whore like myself, you have to keep buying different versions for each new camera system. The Omnia solves both of these problems because it works with any mirrorless camera and it only attaches to your camera via its base plate. So let's look at optimizing it for the S1II. First, we connect the base plate to the DTAP plate. On the side, you can screw in your screen protector, which is fully adjustable to accommodate any size camera. You can also screw in this little cage to the inside of the DTAP plate to help keep all your cabling tidy, but I didn't feel this was necessary. Then you simply insert your camera and attach a V-mount to the back of it. The switch to run power from the DTAP is located on the inside of the plate. But what makes the Omnia better, in my somewhat biased opinion, than certain other competing products is the fact that you can mount your top handle to the top of the DTAP plate. They provide this very comfortable handle which attaches securely via the RE locating holes, or you can use one of your own top handles. Now, this particularly excited me because it allows you to much better balance your Panasonic mirrorless rig, because the weight is more evenly distributed with the handle at the back. But it also allows you to finally make good use of Panasonic's new XLR DMW2 handle, a great XLR preamp option for your camera, but a terrible design. You see, as soon as you mount this onto your hot shoe, you completely ruin your ability to use a monitor and top handle in the conventional way with your S1II or GH7. You have to mount your monitor on the side or do something equally impractical. And this was exactly the same issue with the original DMW XLR hot shoe thingy. And it's one thing that Panasonic should have copied from Sony, is to integrate the XLR preamp hot shoe with some type of top handle. Now, don't get me wrong, the Sony FX3 top handle also sucks in a different way. Its handle is too short, it makes the camera front heavy, and there's no good way to mount a monitor to it. But all of those dumb design choices aside, it still works better on the camera than the Panasonic version, despite the Panasonic version being a much better preamp because it offers 32-bit float. I'm not sure which engineering genius came up with this direct-to-hot shoe concept and why they didn't take notes from what Sony was doing, but they need to, desperately, because 9 times out of 10, you'll give up on taking the XLR mount with you because of the sacrifices you need to make to attach it to your camera with some type of cinema rig. I mean, we all want to use a monitor with our camera most of the time, and this just makes it very hard to do both. That was until the new Rigid Pro Omnia, which allows you to create a build that isn't ruined with this XLR hot shoe adapter. Now, you'll need to purchase this small rig top handle, which is designed to fit over these XLR hot shoes. And to that, I attach a NATO quick release adapter, and then the Omni, I attach a NATO clamp. Now, the top handle goes on the NATO clamp and fits over the XLR adapter, and you can place your monitor now directly above it. Add a shotgun mic to the XLR, and because the handle is back mounted onto the Omni rig, it doesn't feel so out of balance, and you don't have to side mount your monitor anymore. So if I ever want to use the S1II and incorporate a serious sound setup, this is the way I do it. And it feels so much better than any of the other alternatives I've tried. It's still not quite as good as the Sony top handle option, but it's good enough to use confidently on set. Now, for my monitor, I'm attaching the Blackmagic 5-inch 12G video assist, which unlocks the very best image out of the Panasonic S1II, that being Blackmagic's external B-RAW, which you can film in 6K, open gate, or up to 60 frames per second, uncropped, or 120 frames per second with a Super 35 crop. Trust me when I say this is the best way to utilize the best looking image from the S1II. I use the USB-C to DTAP cable to charge the S1II, but I also have a regular battery in the S1II so I don't suffer a power loss if my V-mount battery dies. And I have another DTAP to DC cable powering my monitor. In terms of lenses, for the one and done lens, the run and gun, the one and only, the ultimate corporate dock shooter, I opt for the Samyang 35-150 zoom lens. I reviewed the Tamron version of this lens for my Sony cameras, but I stand by the statement that this is the best lens you can own for an all-in-one zoom option. This is the full-on cinema rig setup, and this is what I like to run if quality sound is a priority. However, if I don't need the XLR module, which oftentimes I don't, then I will remove the XLR hot shoe and just run the DJI Mic 2s into the camera. This allows you to use a higher quality top handle, such as the Rigid Pro's own version or the Neatsy Stinger handle, which is also one of my favorites. You'll notice I actually run my shotgun mic directly into the DJI Mic 2 rather than the camera itself, which allows me to keep the 32-bit float recording redundancy should I encounter any audio clipping while recording. I use the second DJI mic to place on my subject as a wireless lav, or detach the shotgun mic completely if I want to record 2 people wirelessly. Now, this makes the rig lighter, lower profile, and even better ergonomically speaking. So I prefer this option for most of my work and utilize this style shooting a mini dock with the S1II most recently when I traveled overseas to Rarotonga. Now, if we simply unplug the USB-C, the mic jack, and the HDMI, we can remove the camera and it becomes the minimalist mirrorless setup that won't look out of place in any area you can film in. Need to do some gimbal work or take photos? Then consciously uncoupling from the Omnia, like Gwyneth Paltrow did Coldplay, is a painless process.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on, you're okay? Oh, what?
So who is the Omnia for? I would say anyone who uses multiple different brands of camera, but wants a cinema rig option for all of them. Those of us who want to use the XLR handle for Panasonic cameras in the most optimal way, and anybody who likes to switch quickly from all-out cinema mode to mirrorless mode as quickly and efficiently as possible. Links to everything I talked about will be in the description. If you found this video helpful, you can like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any favorite add-ons for the cine rigging of your camera. I'd love to see them. If you want to support me, simply use my affiliate links or watch my feature films, which are available for free on Amazon Prime and Tubi. As always, I am the Savage filmmaker, and I'll see you when I see you.